The research really wasn't predicated on mimicking them. We both met our real life counterparts and didn't want to. I probably speak for both of us on this, that we didn't want it to seem like a science experiment, that they were, being observed in any way. And so much of the research it was in the books themselves, and they really laid their souls bare. And so there were literally 2 volumes that we could glean, their stories from. But what I picked up from knowing David was the fact that he is a very open, honest, caring, loving dad, a really intelligent guy, and courageous too. Courageous to have written the book, courageous to have traveled this journey, and then to essentially turn it over to strangers and hope that it translated in an honest way.
And what was your sense going into portraying Nick, who is obviously, he's been sober for 8 years, but I think going through a process like this could be triggering in some way. Thankfully, it seems like it hasn't been right now, but what were your fears, what were your concerns going into portraying someone that's still alive that is in a somewhat sensitive place?
Well, just doing it justice. And I know Steve's played people in real life before. I've played characters in books that are fiction but not nonfiction, so it adds a layer of, like you said, there's an anxiety, you just want to get it right. But I think Steve and I had I think the greatest gift we got, and we've discussed this, was kind of a license to go and an understanding that this wasn't going to be, as Steve said, a science experiment of their mannerisms or how they eat soup, is how you put it this morning, but rather, the most honest version of a story that, before we got out here, like you said, is affecting so many people, and there's a trepidation to talk about it. And we were talking about this before. You said you've known people that have been affected by this. I'm sure a lot of people in here know people or themselves have been affected by this. So I felt like there was justice to that, and the anxiety was to get it right.